5-time Slenderman was caught in popular kids shows. Since his original appearance in memes in 2009, Slenderman has become a nightmarish figure for children and adults alike. His disproportioned body and lack of facial features have led to him becoming a modern-day folklore, featuring in movies, TV shows, stories, and countless posts online. Despite how creepy and terrifying he can be, it's not just entertainment aimed at adults that he shows up in. There are 5 times that Slenderman was caught in popular kids shows. Before we begin, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos every day. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. The Amazing World of Gumball. The pilot episode Cartoon Network's The Amazing World of Gumball first premiered in 2008. And due to its quirky animation style and occasionally risky adult themes, it became a long-running show, with the first season being broadcast in 2011. Since then, there have been a further 5 seasons and a total of 241 episodes, each of which is as wacky and bizarre as the rest. The show sure has an eclectic mix of characters, but in the 8th episode of the 2nd season called The Job, the unmistakable figure of the Slender Man shows up for a fraction of a second. In the episode, the children's dad, Richard, ends up taking a job as a pizza delivery guy after accidentally calling up the application number instead of the number he meant to call to order a pizza.
The number for Fervent's pizza delivery, but I didn't realize it was a job application. I should have known it was.
Things, of course, don't go entirely to plan, especially after he enlists the help of Gumball and Darwin to make the deliveries. The first couple they take an order to are the pepperonis. The order they're receiving is their new child, but as Gumball reaches for the payment, he drops the box on the ground and the pizza slides across the steps, leaving a red tomato sauce smear behind. This leaves the pizza family distraught and sets up the dark edge that this episode truly has. We cut to Richard on his bike, who is rapping as he drives through town. Getting far too excited for his own good, he turns the throttle and loses control. Speeding through the city, he passes a clothing store, and in the window you can clearly see the Slender Man looking out. Even creepier, if you watch it again, is that all of the window mannequins change as he passes them, with the first 2 starting in the Slender Man outfit and then the 3rd one turning into him. It just goes to show that even though the Amazing World of Gumball is aimed at children, there's plenty there to keep adults entertained too. Now it's time for the star topic. Take a look at this screenshot from Frozen and tell us that you don't see the Slender Man just casually chilling out. Creepy, right? Number 4. My Little Pony. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the most recent animated series based on Hasbro's popular franchise and has been running since 2010. Known by fans as the 4th generation of My Little Pony, it was originally broadcast on the Hub channel and began its 9th and final season in 2019.
Delighted you're interested in our Cutie Mark vault. We hope someday every pony in
Set in the land of Equestria, the show focuses on a unicorn, Twilight Sparkle, who's been sent to the town of Ponyville to learn about friendship. The series goes on to tackle the themes of acceptance and solving problems, all while the friends save the day from evil. One evil character that's never defeated though is Slenderman. This could be because his appearance is extremely brief and virtually impossible to see if you're watching at normal speed. He's in the 9th episode of the 4th season called Pinky Apple Pie, and it's the scene where Pinky jumps onto Applejack and they roll across the ground. The camera quickly pans across with them, but if you look very carefully, you'll see the figure of a ponified Slender Man hiding behind a bush in the background. When the action is slowed down enough, it becomes clear, but even then it might take a couple of attempts to see him properly. This example had serious consequences too. The voice stars of the show and Megan McCarthy, its director, said they'd never heard of Slenderman when they were asked about his cameo. It was clear that this was one of those cases where an animator has secretly put an image within a cartoon without anyone realizing, and, according to reports from the time, the person responsible for doing this was immediately fired. Number 3. Jigsaw. Slenderman was a character that gained notoriety in 2009 when he began to appear in memes, but there was a character in a 1980s British children's show that was very similar to him, but arguably way creepier. Called Jigsaw, The show had nothing to do with the creepy puppet from Saw, but was aimed at 4 to 7-year-olds to help them with critical thought and reasoning. Each episode was presented by a mime artist and a floating jigsaw piece, and they would go around solving puzzles together. As the series went on, new characters were added, and the one that would become truly terrifying was known as Mr. Nosybonk. He wore a dinner suit and a white face mask, in a similar way to Slenderman, and he gave clues to the presenters of the show without saying a single word. To make things even worse, whenever he was on screen, an ironically jovial theme tune would play, which just served to add to the horror. The combination of the way he looks, the music, and what he did creeped out a whole generation of children in just the same way Slenderman has. It's probably no surprise that soon after Mr. Nosybonk's introduction on the show, the whole thing was cancelled, never to be seen again. That was until a series of YouTube videos in 2008, and a character that was inspired by him called Mr. Chuckleteeth appeared in the X-Files episode Familiar. In 2018, presumably reawakening the latent fears that so many British kids had suppressed over the years. Number 2. Gravity Falls. Broadcasting on the Disney Channel between 2012 and 2016, Gravity Falls follows the adventures of twins Dipper and Mabel after they're sent to spend their summer vacation with their great uncle Stan, who they call Grunkle. It's a place full of mysterious and paranormal events. And they try to get to the bottom of what's happening while at the same time helping to run their Grunkle's tourist store, the Mystery Shack. It seems quite fitting that a show dedicated to the investigation of paranormal happenings has an appearance by the Slenderman, and it happened more than once. The first time was when the twins were in a dark forest, surrounded by fog. Dipper dropped the lantern and Mabel is toying with him when an unmistakable figure appears behind a tree to the right of the screen. There's some debate as to the reality of this sighting, as some have suggested this was faked after the episode aired. But if you have any doubts as to whether Slenderman has a place in the world of Gravity Falls, then you definitely can't argue with the second sighting. Following the end of the show on the Disney Channel, a graphic novel was released to continue the story in 2018. Titled Gravity Falls: Lost Legends, it contained 4 new stories set in the mysterious town. In one of them, the twins are caught by a gang of monsters in a net and are put on offer for auction. In the next cell, Slenderman is there looking for his wallet, clearly wanting to get the children for his own dastardly needs. Number 1. Frozen. Just when you thought Disney had lost the ability to make animations and had decided to let Pixar focus on the art form while they turned all their greatest hits into live-action versions, along came Frozen in 2013. Starring the voice talents of Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel, it loosely follows the story of Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen, and tells the story of Princess Anna, who goes on a journey with some magical friends to find her long-lost sister Elsa. The movie was a critical success and earned more than $1.2 billion at the worldwide box office. At the time, it was the highest-grossing animated movie ever. It made every young girl want a princess dress for their birthday, and gave the world the most overplayed karaoke song of all time. With huge merchandise sales and it reaffirming Disney's position as the best animation studio, it's no surprise that later in 2019 sees the release of its sequel, and if that goes well, we'll probably see lots more. With a feature-length animation, there's plenty of opportunities for the animators to insert hidden references, Easter eggs, and secret images. And through the countless times the film has been played since its release, people have realized that the Slenderman made an unexpected appearance. It happened in the scene when Elsa is on the balcony looking over at the people, and if you look closely, there's a person in the crowd who is strangely tall and seems to have a blank white face. Who knows if Disney intended for him to be there, but we'll definitely have to keep a closer watch during the sequel to see if he makes another appearance, or whether it was decided he was no longer needed and they let him go. Do you ever have creepy dreams about Slenderman? And have you ever seen him in places where he shouldn't have been? Make sure to let us know in the comments section. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time.